Ms. Martinez, you say your family is torn apart since the defendant has denied both of your children, 4-year-old Richard II and 3-year-old Renee. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove the truth and hope that the results will save your relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, you say you were suckered into claiming the plaintiff's 2 children and can't trust anything she's said. You're currently behind more than $6,000 in child support and refuse to care for either child until it is proven that you are their biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Hernandez, what has he done for the children?
Absolutely nothing until about 3 weeks ago. He did get them at least $200 worth of clothing, but other than that, that's all he's done their whole life.
That's a lie, Your Honor. I've tried to do as much as I possibly can since the beginning, since day one.
No, he hasn't, Your Honor.
And so how is this affecting the kids?
My kids suffer. I mean, every night when I put them to bed, they cry asking where he's at. He doesn't call to check on them, to even get them on the phone and say, can I talk to them? Can I see how they're doing?
That's a lie, Your Honor.
He does nothing.
I try as much as I can, but it's hard to try to do that when I don't know if they're mine for sure.
But what I don't get is if he's denying them, he's stuck around. You know, he keeps coming back for them. He keeps trying to be in their life. If that was a problem, he should have tried to figure out things a long time ago.
So obviously the relationship is in trouble. How did this start?
We first met, she was trying to get all over me or whatever from the beginning, but I ignored her.
Were you interested in having a relationship with him at that point?
Relations, but not a relationship.
Okay. And what were your intentions, Mr. Hernandez?
It started getting serious. I mean, well, I felt like it was, and I don't know, I wanted to be with her. All of a sudden, I find out she's doing other things with my friends and stuff.
Doing other things like?
It's one incident he's talking about, Your Honor. It was a one-time thing. Me and his friend had messed around.
See? You see the stuff that
Wow. All right, so you stayed with her?
Yes. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I mean,
and
it's
he
been
can't
so long
say that
now.
because even prior to that, I was always told him I didn't want to be in a relationship. He forced it. He was always like, come on, please be with me. I don't know why you don't want to be with me.
That's
and I
a
told him
lie.
I wanted to be single because I wasn't ready to be tied down with one person. So every time I would have,
That's a
relations
lie.
with other people, I would tell him.
She sleeps with men.
I would tell him
friends,
and I
Your
would
Honor.
say, hey, I did have sex with somebody the night before or whatever. And he would just sit there and he'd be like, I still love you. I still want to be with you. That's on him. That's not me.
She says the ball was in your court and you picked it up and
kept dribbling.
I felt like it was something else other than that. I didn't.
It sounds like she's being brutally honest with you throughout this, but you're not wanting to hear it.
Exactly.
If she didn't want to be with me, she didn't like me, well, why would she still come to my house?
I did have feelings for him,
2-hour
but
drive
I was not
on the
ready
bus
to be
for
committed.
what?
I liked hanging out with him. He was more like my best friend when I was going through a lot of things, and he was kind of like the sunshine to like my storm. So it was kind of like I liked his energy. I liked to be around him, but he wanted more than what I wanted and what I was ready for.
Whether it was with his friends or it was someone else, I mean, you're admitting you didn't want to be committed. We ultimately are here in paternity court. So obviously, something happened.
Okay, let me tell you about that, Your Honor. We were still on and off, right? I called her and she's like, I'm with this person, which is my friend. And I was like, okay. Next day I talked to her, she's like, okay, yeah, I did have intercourse with this man. I forgave her. And a few weeks later, she finds out she's pregnant.
Is that true, Ms. Martinez? Were you intimate with another man a few weeks before you told him you were pregnant?
Yes, I did have intercourse with him 3 times and unprotected that night. And I told him about it. He still wanted to be with me.
She lied about it.
I did tell him that we did it protected. I did at the time.
I mean, why are you having all this unprotected sex?
I would say.
No. We're gonna be respectful in this courtroom.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Please don't get on my nerves.
You were still with me, right? Other than what I just told you right now about having intercourse, I wasn't having unprotected sex with everybody. Yes, that time I did. It was in the heat of the moment. Everything was right. He didn't have protection. One thing led to another, and it did happen.
5 weeks after that incident, and then she's pregnant.
The only reason why I know without a doubt that he's the father is because I did have intercourse with him unprotected, and it was on the day that they said that the conception was.
Okay, we went to the doctor's office and they gave us that conception wheel.
Stayed up all night obsessing over it.
Looking at the wheel all night, right?
Does it match up with the birth now?
Yes. But I had they had induced me. I wasn't ready to be into labor. They induced me on my due
Which
date.
gives me doubts
And
about
then
that,
I
too.
had to have an emergency C-section right after.
In your mind, you say this is his child.
Yes.
In your mind, Mr. Hernandez, you're saying, I'm thinking back to a few weeks before that when she admitted to me she was intimate with somebody else.
Yes.
And I'm also thinking about the fact that this birth, this date has been induced. It's not the natural birth date.
Yes.
And so you've got all these factors going in your mind, like maybe this could be off.
Yes, Your Honor. And I stayed up all night looking at it, and it just added up to where it was going to be exactly to around that time with that other man.
That really messed with your mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Did she ever tell you that Richard was not your son?
One day, Your Honor, she just told me, she said, Richard's not yours. And I said, what? And then she was like, yeah, he's not yours.
And it was a heat of the moment because at the time I was actually going into emergency surgery to have my gallbladder removed. It took him 2 hours to get back to the hospital. Well, come to find out, he was with his friends, picked up two
hours.
girls at a bus stop
And I had time to go
smoked
home
with
and-
them while he's in my car while I'm about to have surgery.
Is that true, Mr. Hernandez?
No, Your Honor, that's a lie.
So it's not. You told me it was the truth.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, you lying.
Thank you. Thank
Let's
you.
just get that straight.
Thank
You
you.
lying now. That didn't happen that way. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you didn't show back up to the hospital in time. You got angry.
And I said, that's why you're not the father.
But once she said that, Mr. Hernandez, then all your bells start ringing.
Yes.
But see, Your Honor, I don't see how he
it
can
pushed me
say
to
that.
the point where I didn't even want to be there for her no more. At the surgery, I didn't want to see my son anymore. I didn't want to be with her. I
Your
didn't want
Honor,
to be there
he
around
does
them.
this flip-flop every other day. He's begging for his family one day, and then he doesn't want to be here. When he wants to go get messed up with his friends, and then when he's done having his fun, that's when he wants to be a family again. And it bothered him so much. Why would you name the child number 2?
Why would you name the child after
Why would you sign the birth
Because at
certificate?
the time,
And you signed the birth certificate.
yes, Your Honor.
For both of my kids that he denies.
Do you have any evidence that reflects?
Yes, I do,
this?
Your Honor.
I'd like to see it. Ron, will you please hand me this paperwork? This is what?
The birth certificate.
This is the birth certificate for Richard Anthony Hernandez II.
Yes.
Under father's name, Richard Anthony Hernandez.
Well, that at the time was, Your Honor, because I felt like he was mine at the time, and I loved him very much, and it didn't matter because I loved her that much that
But, Your Honor, they did offer him a free DNA test at the hospital, and he signed right saying he refused the DNA test.
Did you
so.
sign the birth certificate because you really thought this child was yours, or did you sign the birth certificate because you didn't want to disappoint Ms. Martinez? Because it seems like you really wanted a relationship with her.
I did it for both reasons. I did not want to
Regardless
upset
if
her.
he wanted to be a family and he's saying all this stuff, my kids are suffering. My kids, he takes them a bath and he sits there and critiques every little thing about them. My kids don't deserve that.
Critiques
Say,
how?
The way that they drink a bottle is the way that his homeboys or his friends drink a bottle.
Well, I know
or,
one of
no,
my
hold
friends-
on, wait.
sorry.
Let me go ahead and finish. The way their eyebrows when they're wet, it looks like his friends' eyebrows.
What does that have to do anything?
Exactly.
You think she slept with your friends?
Yes, Your Honor. Most
And now
of
the
them.
kids look like them.
Yes,
They
Your Honor.
look
Every time
like
I see them,
everybody.
there's something different about them every single day.
Kids change every day.
I understand that.
Your doubt is getting the best of you at this point. You are truly
Exactly.
doubting it because the truth is you doubted it before the baby was even born.
Okay.
But you tried to stay around, and now as you look at these children as they change, you start saying these features attribute to someone else
Yes.
instead of you.
There's
Ms.
facts
Martinez,
of
how does
what-
this affect these
the way
kids? This
she's
is what I'm
acting.
worried about.
Does
Does he say this out loud?
Yes, he tells them to their face that, oh, you want to go see your father, and he'll say his friend's name, or he'll say, he'll point at some random person and say, there's your dad.
Oh,
and
no,
stuff
no,
like that.
no.
My kids don't
Is
deserve
that true?
I didn't say none of that. I told her when we went to the room.
Your
we went
Honor,
to sleep.
in the hotel last night, he even said, you want to go with your father? And he said, the alleged person that I also had right in the time.
To the child?
To my child.
If you want to get specific, she asked him that.
These children are 3 and 4 years old.
Thank you.
You all better not be having these
I don't.
conversations in front of a child. I'm serious. That is wrong. That is wrong as the day is long. That's not right. I don't care what your doubts are. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You have a right to have some.
And I told him if he had
But
doubt,
you do not have a right to subject a child to them. That is unacceptable.
Yes, ma'am.
That's shameful.
But it's not just me, Your Honor.
I'm talking to both of them.
It goes both ways, I understand.
I'm talking to both of them.
Okay.
He has so many doubts, but when it's time for me to say, hey, you got paid on Friday, I need some diapers for the kids. I need this for the kids.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
He doesn't do nothing.
Every time she
but
call
he
me,
sure
I
has
can
beer,
get it
he
for
sure
her.
has cigarettes, he sure has what he needs.
See, what I'm seeing with the both of you is a pattern is forming. Both of you all know how to push the other one's buttons and know how to manipulate the other one to get what you want. I mean, this is just painfully clear to me. Because you all playing games up in here. Because you so consumed with doubt that you are downgrading and talking about children in their face, but you still laid up with their mother.
Okay, Your Honor. Well, with our second son, we were at the hospital. The man that she named after him, just all of a sudden, as soon as he's born, called me and says, hey, I'm outside. And I was like, whoa, how did this man even call me right now? I haven't spoke to him in months. Why would he even call me? And why would he even be outside? I get down there, I'm talking to him. He wants to come upstairs and, hey, can I see your son? Well, you didn't do this with my first son. Why would you want to come over here and see my son?
And so for you, that meant, here we go again.
Yes.
Why he did that? I don't know.
It was 8 o'clock in the morning when my son's
once
born.
again, I'm talking.
8:30.
He didn't sign the birth certificate till after his friend left. So once again, if there's all this doubt, why did you sign it again?
So you signed the birth certificate again?
Yes.
After
For
his
the
friend
second
left.
child?
Yes.
What are you thinking? You're
lie.
already $6,000 behind in
Yes,
child
Your Honor, and
support,
I have paperwork from that.
and they might not even be yours. Send me that
Yes, Your
paperwork, Ron. This is just getting ridiculous. All this doubt, and signing birth certificates. $6,336.96 in debt for child support right now.
Yes.
And these arrears, they just keep growing.
I had to work 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. Never got to see my kids because he didn't want to step up as a father. So my kids are losing out not only as a father, but a mother too. Hey,
And you don't participate at all.
Well,
But you sign birth certificates.
Yes.
And then you voluntarily don't participate.
I do
So
participate.
you're in arrears in more ways than one.
When she asks of it, I will do it. But most of the time, she doesn't even call me and ask me and say, hey, I need this or
She
that.
shouldn't have to call you.
thank you.
You signed the birth certificate. See, Mr. Hernandez, this is why I'm being tough on you. Because once you got into that hospital room and decided, you made a conscious decision.
But it's because
Just
I have
don't
doubt.
stop talking when I'm talking. I see through this entire situation. You love this girl. You want to be with this girl. You always have.
Yes, Your Honor.
But she's just in and out and all about. Like I said, she operates from her own zone. You know, this is the reverse, Ron, of what I see often. You see women try to come into a courtroom and have a man's baby to trap him. You got up in this hospital and tried to sign these birth certificates so you could be in her life. Now you in it. But now you want to doubt. You don't want to show up for the kids. You guys want to have these bad mouth discussions and downgrade children in their faces, and it's not right. And that's why I'm being tough on you, because these kids are suffering because of this. You have every reason to doubt, but you defied your own doubt. You did it. Make your bed, lie in it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And the way you two are going at it right now, I can see neither one of you done with the other one. So I don't want to see you in here again, going through this again. I'm ready for the results. Ron?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. We have 2 results. The results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. The first result relates to 3-year-old Renee. In the case of Martinez versus Hernandez, as it pertains to 3-year-old Renee Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, you are his father. Moving on. In this particular case, your doubt was really about the fact that she had this one-night stand with the person you knew.
Yes, Your Honor.
In the case of Martinez versus Hernandez, when it comes to 4-year-old Richard Hernandez II, it has been determined by this court. When it comes to 4-year-old Richard Hernandez II, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Hernandez, you are his father. So you are the legal father and the biological father.
Like I said.
of both boys.
So can you step up now?
I can.
What I've heard in this courtroom through this testimony as to what has been said and what has transpired in front of these children is shameful. It's deplorable. It's not right. You all got to end this because now you've brought 2 lives into the world. Look at them. And you all on this immature nonsense, and they trying to grow up and be healthy, happy children, and you all are poisoning their minds. You don't give grown folks nonsense to kids. We have counseling for both of you. I want you to take advantage of it. Be honest. I will give you this, Ms. Martinez. You done come in here and said a whole bunch of stuff that a lot of women would not have admitted to. And Mr. Hernandez, we've had to get down to the bottom of your need to please this woman and your need to have her in your life. As you can see, that can go in the wrong direction. Mr. Hunt, you have petitioned the court for a paternity test to prove that you are not the father of Ms. Tinsley's 3-year-old daughter, Josiah.
Yes, Sean.
You say that she is a gold digger and that your relationship with her was brief and purely sexual. Furthermore, you claim that the defendant has defamed your character and she is claiming you are the father of her baby only because you are a successful rapper in your hometown.
Yes, Sean.
Not at all.
Yes,
not at
Shauna.
all. Not at all.
Now, Ms. Tinsley, you state that you could care less about Mr. Hunt's rap career or his money, and your only concern is that your daughter grows up with a father.
Yes, ma'am.
You admit that you were confident another man was her father until a previous DNA test proved otherwise. But now there is no question in your mind that Mr. Hunt is your daughter's biological father.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
All right, now, Mr. Hunt, why would Miss Tinsley claim you are her baby's father if you are so sure you're not?
Yana, I'm more in my city where I'm from. I'm like the hottest rapper around. Not to be sounding cocky or toot my own horn, but I'm on radios. I do shows for any major acts coming to the city. I'm doing my thing. She's a groupie. She's a groupie.
Far from a groupie.
She's
Never been a groupie.
got nothing going for
Never
herself.
been a groupie.
She's dead broke. She's
Bro,
nobody.
gotta keep a job.
She's coming at me for looking at dollar signs. She see dollar signs.
He's
basically.
dead broke.
She see
All
dollar
right,
signs.
wait a minute now. Obviously, you all met and liked each other at least for one night. So let's
No.
hear about that.
No.
Let's hear about that. How did you all meet?
On MySpace a long time ago, a while ago. And then we originally met in person like in 08.
No, Yana, that's not how it happened. I found
Yes, it
out
did.
about this on. I met her, a few years back, but I only hooked up with her one time.
That's a lie.
One-
We had sex
only
several
one time.
times.
One time.
We had sex several times, actually, Your Honor.
With several other guys. What about them?
I'm single. I don't got no man. I ain't married.
Now, this was just a one-night stand
She's
kind
a
of thing?
jump off, Yana. She's a groupie. That's what
I'm
she
a jump
do.
off. I'm a groupie, though. I'm a groupie all of a sudden.
I found out about this chick when she came to me about the baby. I found out about it on Facebook over my mother's
That's
house.
a lie, Your Honor.
I was on the internet. I was scrolling down the news feed. I seen it on the internet that she put my picture. She took my picture.
After he put
Put it next
statuses
to
about
her
me on his
daughter
Facebook
and put
page.
"You are the father." This was on the internet, Yana.
So
Now,
wait a minute.
remember-
So
you two
sure
are
did.
not-
I sure did.
This is 3 years later too. Now let me get this right.
Okay,
Yana.
so what?
I've been incarcerated and everything. This is 3 years later now.
Because I thought another man was her dad. And I tested him, and
you
it came back
thought.
negative. Okay, and you the next possibility, because I was messing with you around the time I got pregnant.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
No, this is
Yes.
wrong.
Let's recap this. You claim you had a one-night stand with Miss Tinsley.
Yes.
Miss Tinsley, you
believe her.
contend you had sex more than one time.
Yes, ma'am, we sure did.
It
At
was a
least
sexual
no more than
relationship that was
5.
ongoing?
No, it was like over
kind of drugs are
a
you
couple
on?
of months period.
I mean, she's
Like
on
a
I'm
couple
sober.
months. But what you also admit to is that you were having sex with someone else during that very
ma'am,
same
'cause
time.
I was single and I was kind of doing me. But
She
if I was so
inboxed
much
my
of a
mom,
slut,
man.
I would have 5, 6, 7 kids by 7 different men. I got 2 children by 2 different men. So miss me with what you're talking
I'm
about.
not one of the men.
Miss Tinsley, you tested one man
Yes, ma'am.
that you thought
My
was your child's
ex-boyfriend.
father.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that was your boyfriend at the time.
No, not at the time. It was just my ex-boyfriend. We were still kind of messing around.
All right, so it's the go back to the ex kind of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he turned out not to be the father.
Yes, ma'am. And then prior to him before the blood test came back, I told Jamarcus, I said, Jamarcus, if the blood test come back negative with my ex-boyfriend, you the next possibility. Cool, everything's cool. Then people start finding out what was going on. Then that's when he thought he's a big rapper, which he ain't making no noise. You local, you're not even on. I'm in Atlanta with it. You still in Louisville with you local.
Hold on one second. How did everybody start finding out about it?
I ain't gonna lie, I went parading around the whole city, but I told a few of my friends I sure did. That I could keep
she
it
waited
real with.
3 years, Yana. I went to jail for 2 years. She waited 3 years. She waited till after I had a buzz in my city. I'm on the radio. I'm opening for major acts. And then she came to me with this baby.
I cannot
talking
believe
about
this
she tried to put a
man.
baby on me after she seen that I'm doing things. I'm moving places. I'm going
This is
around.
what fame does to people. It changes people.
So let me ask you this.
Why would you come to me 3 years later then?
He's saying
because I thought my ex-boyfriend was a daddy.
Why would you wait 3 years after you see that I'm doing things, though? Why didn't you write me when I was in jail, visit me, and come to the jail?
Put it on God.
Man, you can't.
Where's
your
letters
at? Where's your letters
I
at?
wrote him when he was in jail.
Come on,
I wrote him a few times
I never got
when
any
he was in
letters
jail.
or anything, y'all.
Well, I don't lie.
Wait a minute. You said your ex-boyfriend is the person you thought was the father. When did you get the DNA test from him? How soon after
it was
the
a
baby
couple of years later when we got into it. He demanded a test, so I got it. And then it came back negative. But he still loved my daughter. He was still helping my daughter. Still to this day, I can call him. He'll send me some money, Western Union, if I need it.
So, but now, Mr. Hunt, clearly you understand the answer now as to why she was a tad bit tardy
she's a groupie,
on the
Yana.
request.
I'm not a groupie.
Yana, she's showing up at, I told you I opened for major acts. She's showing up at the club with this baby on her arm, Yana.
That's a lie.
She's showing up at the club with this baby on her arm, Yana. I never seen this in my life, Yana.
Okay.
She's showing up at the studio.
Hold on, let's get some order. I want to hear this from Mr. Hunt.
He's
Mr. Hunt,
lying.
she came to the club with the baby?
Yana, I kid you not. She came to the club with the baby on her arm yelling, "You are the father. This is your baby. Why aren't you taking care of your baby? You're a deadbeat dad."
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
So that didn't happen. Miss Tinsley, you never.
I never had my baby
Yana,
at the
not
club.
only the club, though, Yana. She's coming to the studio. I'm leaving out the studio with me and my friends, my partners. We leaving out. She's showing up at the studio with this baby.
He agreed to do the blood test. Why you agreed to do it before then? What made you change your mind, Marcus?
So, Miss Tinsley, you're saying that there was a time when he agreed flat out, I'll take the blood test.
Yeah, he agreed to it. And they was gonna cut off my welfare check if I didn't get nobody tested.
So wait, let me understand. Was this about the welfare check?
No,
or
ma'am.
the welfare of your child? Were you coming after him and trying to figure out who your child's father was because the court demanded you do it? Or was it because you truly wanted to know?
I really want to know. Both kind of, to be honest with you.
She inboxed my mom, Yana.
Yes, I sure did, because I want her to know what was going on. Because he sure wasn't going to tell her.
You inboxed her where?
On Facebook.
I need to hear from Ms. Moore. Ms. Moore, please stand. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the court.
Your Honor, I received an inbox in my Facebook from a person that I had no idea who they were. And what that message said to me is, my name is Jamie. No, you don't know me, but I used to mess around with your son, and you are the potential grandmother of my daughter. I'm blown away at this point. So my response to that was, let me talk to my son first, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm a woman before I'm anything else. And I've been a woman far longer than I've been a mother.
Okay.
I know what it is to have to raise a child with a father being absent. And the catch-22 to all of this madness is, I'm not raising mama's boys, I'm raising men.
Okay.
And if he is the father, then he's gonna step up and do what needs to be done.
Okay, but I'm not saying...
The fact, I'm gonna give you facts.
That's what I want to hear.
The fact of the matter is, I've already drawn my conclusion about this young lady when she inboxed me. And after she told me that somebody else had been tested, and here you are coming at me 3 years later, my first impression was she's a hoe.
Let's use proper language in the court, okay?
Okay. But I've been single many times, Your Honor, but I didn't sleep with multiple men because I was single. And I'm not telling her how to handle her business. But if that's her choice, all I'm saying is strap up because you could come up with more than just a baby.
Okay, but I do wear
more than
condoms.
just a baby.
I got 2
We're
kids.
testing for DNA, but we might need to test for STDs.
I don't got no STDs. Why you coming over here doing all of that? I don't got no STDs, so I don't care what
you don't know who your baby's father is.
Okay.
I don't know what you have.
Okay, and I'm honest to find out. I need to know what's going on.
Order in the court. Ms. Tinsley, I will say that Ms. Moore waited patiently while you gave your account. I've asked her to give hers. I need you to let her speak.
Thank you.
Please.
Here's my thing. In order to deal with that baby, I've got to deal with this mother. And the things that I've seen on Facebook, because I don't know her personally, there's always an argument with other women. Stay out of my business.
Haters.
Why is everybody hating on me? Why is everybody worried about my baby daddy? You know, and I'm looking, thinking, who does this? What makes you a mother is setting the
why
prime
do you
example.
think she is saying your son could perhaps be the father?
Like I said initially, Your Honor, I'm a woman before I'm anything, and I know that we can be some of the most scandalous creatures on the planet. I wasn't always 50. I've been 20, and I know when you see dollar signs and you struggling,
He don't
you
even
do whatever
got no
you got to do.
money, though,
You
like
don't
that.
know what he has.
He ain't making no noise. He ain't got no record.
But
He ain't doing
apparently,
nothing, Miss
okay, Your
All
Honor,
right.
she says he's not doing anything. He's doing major things. And
He ain't
clearly,
doing no more than
she
what I'm
must have
doing.
gotten a buzz that he's about to get that deal. Because why are you showing up 3 years later?
Listen, I don't know nothing about no record deal. He ain't signed no check yet. I ain't heard no none of that until I see it. As far as 3 years later, because it took me that long to find out that the potential father that I thought was not. That's what made me come after Jamarcus, because I was messing with him around the time. And my daughter does look like this man.
Yana,
It's
this does
not,
not look like
about
me,
his
Yana.
money. I have never asked Jamarcus
Does not
for
look like
a
me,
dime
Yana.
on my daughter. I have never
Does not
asked
look
this
like
man
me,
for
Yana.
nothing.
I'm trying to understand, as a mom that loves her child, why do you make that move? Why do you post her picture alongside this man's picture without confirmation that he's the father? Why post that on your
Why?
page?
The only
Because
reason
it's
why would
not
you do
just
that?
making your child the subject of speculation, but also your credibility, because truthfully, what mother does that with their child's picture?
Hold on, don't try to make me seem like I'm a bad guy. I'm a good mother. I take care of my kids. I don't care what he's talking about. I'm a good mother, and I'm not gonna have you, him, or his mama tell me anything different.
Let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to judge you as a person. There's not a person in this room, including me, that has not made a mistake, a bad decision, done the wrong thing, or hurt somebody.
Amen.
What I am here to judge, in order to get to the truth, Miss Tinsley, are your actions, because the actions are the evidence. When you post a picture of a man that you think might be your child's father alongside your child's picture, you're not just putting that father at risk or exposing his personal business, you're exposing your child's. That's my point. And that's what I am questioning in this moment and asking you, why is it you made that choice?
It was just get back at him for putting what he put on his page.
Another
he put
thing,
it on his page
another
first.
thing I need you to understand, along with everyone else, is all this Facebook posting and texting all your business out in the air. You cannot get mad if later you are judged on those actions when you put them out in the universe for everyone to see.
I know.
No one would know your business unless it was out there. And so it's not just the fact that you posted it. I'm trying to get behind the reasoning. Now, the truth that I will take is you said I did it to get back at him, but what I'm saying to you is let's keep it really real. You didn't have to go that route for your child's
After
sake.
1,000
That's the
comments.
point. I know you're defensive because this is difficult for you, and that's why we're about to get to the results for everyone involved, because I know that this is a very difficult thing. But I wouldn't be the woman that I am if I didn't tell you that. Jerome, the results, please. Jamie, what's the matter? Talk to me.
I don't want nothing from him, dog. For real, like real talk, man. I never asked him for nothing. He's calling me a groupie. I never even stalked him. I did none of that. I'm a groupie now because he rap. That's messed up, dog. Because we was cool before all of this happened.
Listen, you love your children, and you love this child regardless. Am I correct? No. Mr. Hunt, let me speak. Look at me. That child is counting on you to be strong and pull it together. You made a mistake. So did everybody else in here before. It's not how you fall down, it's how you get back up again. Now, I want you to get back up, not be so worried about getting back at. Do you see the difference?
Yes.
So I know you say you've never asked Mr. Hunt for anything. It upsets you that he's calling you these names. But ultimately, just tell the court, what is it that you want from this? You just want your child to know who their
Yes,
father
ma'am.
is.
I don't want nothing from him. My mama left me in the hospital when I was born. I actually didn't even grow up with my mama. I grew up in foster care. So for me to have a daughter and then she don't know who her daddy is, it's like pitiful. I need to figure out what's going on, man.
Mr. Hunt, what would you like to know in terms of if the child is yours?
If she's mine, I'm gonna take care of my daughter.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
If she's not mine, I would appreciate an apology or something to
I do
leave
owe
me
you an
alone.
apology if she ain't yours.
All right, I think it's time for the results. Our results today were prepared by DNA Diagnostics. And per the report, in the case of Hunt versus Tinsley, in the case of Hunt versus Tinsley, when it comes to 3-year-old Josiah, Mr. Hunt, you are not her father.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Good luck,
Jamal.
good luck to you, Jamie, in finding your daughter's father.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Miss Tinsley, are you
are not
okay?
the father.
You okay?
I'm still gonna do good. I'll take good care of my daughter. She'll be straight regardless. I'm her daddy.
This may be embarrassing. This may not be the way you wanted this to turn out, but I don't want you to be deterred from finding out who your daughter's father is. But I want you to go about it in a more respectful way and keep things private until you know the results.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
understand? Don't let the anger or the shame or the resentment of any guy stop you from finding out who her father is, because she deserves that. Are we clear?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
wish you the best of luck. I know you're gonna do good things. I see it in your eyes. I know we had a little moment today. You okay?
Hold your head up.
We've all made some bad choices.
See, now
But
that's
you-
another woman in the room
Yeah.
encouraging you. It's
Keep your head
okay.
up. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep it moving.
And on that note, court is adjourned. Amen to that.